6 Minutes Season 5. The Season of Unknowingness. The final chapter of the 6-minute sequel.
There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
One of them found us.
And became family.
But her time ran out. And now, that girl is missing.
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the latest episode, 6 Minutes Season 5, piece by piece. Hey Review Pop listeners, it's Cyrus and Mueller. We're here today talking about episode 43. Yeah, that's right, a 6-minute season 5. And if you guys remember correctly, it is the second part of this little 2-part episode in 6 minutes. Once again, we hear Brynleigh navigating time travel, visiting all these different memories, which is super exciting, or, kind of flashback sequences, and it really does, I think, raise a lot of questions about how time travel works in 6 minutes and what you can do with it. And this idea of Cyrus being Brynleigh's anchor is something we're going to discuss a bit. And other than that, we are really building towards a very exciting finale. It was discussed on GZM Rewind that they are working on editing the finale. That'll be coming out on September 29th for subscribers. But yeah, let's dive straight into this one.
You really don't remember me?
I don't know, something feels familiar.
Well, that's a start. For what it's worth, I'm glad to see you. How's the future?
Oh, it's...
Katie? You out here?
Holiday.
Yeah, she's here too, but she's not supposed to be.
Yeah, Chris Terry brings up a great point on Rewind that he loves Katie's approach in this episode, and I totally have to agree with that. I think she comes off as being very caring and compassionate, and she really does care for Brynleigh, and she's trying to guide Brynleigh, right? Brynleigh's very confused. But ultimately, she's trying to act as that mother figure, guiding Brynleigh and giving her some sort of advice. I think that's great. And, I love Holiday's entrance here. And Holiday's really the only one that kind of knows everything, right? She's a robot, so she remembers the void, and yet we don't really know if Brynleigh remembers the void, right? And there's so much that Brynleigh has forgotten. So it has to be very surprising for Holiday to see Brynleigh and see this confused Brynleigh that is, coming in and out of time. And I'm really excited to hear Brynleigh and Holiday together again.
Cyrus!
Nope, it's me, Brynleigh.
Pen.
You're back. We're going a lot longer this time.
I think it's getting worse. My head feels...
You need to try and concentrate on staying here.
I can't.
It really is interesting that Brynleigh is going into all these different moments, and we can hear Pen here trying to give Brynleigh some sort of guidance, kind of like Katie. She's been going in and out of all these different memories, and he has to be so confused. But I really chose this clip because it discusses the passage of time. These little bursts where she goes into these memories is a lot longer for Pen, and we had kind of heard about how long she had been gone. And I have to imagine that from Pen's perspective, Brynleigh is just there and then she's gone. She's in and out. She just kind of almost disappears in a way. Kind of like when Brynleigh last season was turning into Little Bryn, and she had kind of poofed out and then poofed back in as Little Bryn. It's very, very interesting. That's something David Kreisman had discussed a lot going into the season. The idea of the laws of time and how There's one version of a person in each time period, the older version and the younger version, and they cannot exist in the same time period.
Maybe hear her out, Cyrus.
Cybot, seriously?
Listen, I don't have much time before I jump again. On the day that Whittier Corp raids my cabin, you need to find me in New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Say it, Cyrus! New Orleans, Thornton Rust!
Originally, she wasn't talking to Cyrus about New Orleans. It was completely unrelated. But now she's kind of changing that event, and I think that's interesting. And it shows that events can be altered after they've already happened. That is very similar to what we saw last season, when, characters were in the past, they were going into different time periods and changing what was supposed to happen. And changing the past affects the future and vice versa. That's kind of the whole concept of Season 5. The fact that changing the past has affected the future in more ways than one. And it's even affected the future in ways we don't understand, like Magnus becoming this ice power guy instead of firepower. We have no clue how changing the past affected the future in that way, but this is an altered version of 2025 where so many different things are different. But it's interesting that 2025 is still being altered, right? But I think that's really interesting. The idea of the laws of time and how easily time can be changed.
Not really time to talk, Brynleigh. Are you okay?
No, I'm not, because you have to listen. I'm from the future.
Oh, not this again.
Help!
Birdie! I'm coming, Bird!
Cyrus!
Brynleigh, you get out of the house.
This episode features all memories from the new world, right? No clips from Season 1 or Season 2, just all, new stuff from Season 5 specifically. And I thought that was super, super interesting. Things that have happened even pretty recently, but mostly at the start of the season. I also want to talk about how great Cyrus is here, and it just really crossed my mind recently. Cyrus trying to help both Brynleigh and Birdie here. I mean, he is so helpful, right? He's willing to sacrifice his own safety to go and find Birdie and get her out of there. And that really goes to show the person that Cyrus is. And it goes along with that idea of Cyrus being Brynleigh's anchor, him trying to protect Brynleigh, and him always being there for Brynleigh. She's been with Cyrus for such a long time. He is such an intrinsic part of her life and follows her no matter what path she's on. And they have such a strong relationship, and I think it's so great that it's coming full circle in Season 5.
I need you to get to New Orleans and to a mansion called Thornton Rust. I'm trapped in the basement. You have to find me, Cyrus. You have to keep me with you, or I might be gone forever. Please, Cyrus. I know you're not there yet, but I love you and I need you to say it.
Brynleigh,
Not that!
Gosh, this clip blows me away so very much. The idea that Cyrus put his trust into Brynleigh, even though he must have been so confused, right? He was just woken up during the middle of the night. Once again, also Brynleigh altering this memory, right? This isn't what originally had happened. But I think it's so great that Cyrus is so trusting, and he trusted Brynleigh enough to say, okay. And I really love how vulnerable Brynleigh is here, saying that she loves Cyrus. That's not really her nature, right? She hasn't said that very many times throughout 6 minutes. It's something that she really keeps to herself, her feelings a lot of the time. But when she says it, it really hits home so hard. And I think this is actually the second time they've ever said they love each other, right? The first time was, last season? Season 4? In the hallway, which is one of my favorite scenes.
said. Elixir Key is where we fix the world.
Elixir what?
Find me, Cyrus. Find me.
Brynleigh?
I think there's something so symbolic about Elixir Key. It's where all the chaos really started, and it's where season 5 is going to come to a close. The story finishes, and I think that's very, very interesting because it was a huge part of season 3, and it was ultimately destroyed. But I find it interesting that what this clip is implying is that Elixir Key still exists. It wasn't destroyed, and I think that makes sense timeline-wise. Yeah, it's very interesting, the possibility of altering time, the fact that Elixir Key could still exist. We've just seen so many great moments at Elixir Key. We even saw Elixir Key in 1989 last season, and that was very exciting. It was just the climax of last season, and I guess it'll be the climax of this season. We'll have to see.
He's here! He found me! In here! Cyrus!
Stand back from the door.
Cyrus, you found...
Hello, Brynleigh. It's been too long.
What a shocking cliffhanger. Jude is back, and in the most evil way possible. I mean, I think this is the most evil version of Jude we've seen. The music takes a turn, and it's really dark. Yeah, I'm honestly, as a listener, scared for Brynleigh, because Jude is that evil. She has found herself in the worst possible situation. Thank you all so much for listening. If you enjoy the show, please leave a 5-star review. Until next time, this is Landon saying peace, love, and time travel.